This is Eat, Sleep, Invest, the marketing podcast for real estate investors to get more deals.
So now you talk about on your show, you're talking about like pretty much people getting into real estate, mistakes they can look for, funding deals, things like that. Like, What do you see a lot of beginners? Which mistakes do you see them making?
You know, the most common mistake that I see is people pay too much for a property. And we've come out of the last 5-year run up in prices where you can buy it for almost anything, and just the way double digit appreciation is going to kind of protect you. And even then, though, I've seen some people make mistakes, and I think a lot of these people go and they pay $40,000 or $50,000 from some hotel room guru, and they've got all this information and this enthusiasm about this new business they're starting, and they spend all that money, and they have to justify spending that money, and so they'll take the first deal that comes along. I can't tell you how many times people have sat in my little room at the restaurant and said, well, that first deal, we didn't make any money, but we sure learned a lot. And I would say, didn't you just pay $50,000 to learn a lot? I don't think you need to learn a lot after that. Rather than spending $50,000, just go buy a house. If you lose $50,000 or if you lose $30,000 on it, it's cheaper than paying $50,000, and I bet you'll learn more. We do a coaching program, but it's different than anything out there because, and I'm an educator by heart. I have a master's degree in education. I've been a college professor. And I am all about education, but I know that in this business, you're only going to learn it when you do it. I can give all these courses and beautiful outlines and PowerPoint presentations and so forth. It's not going to stick. My students, it starts to stick when they're out there. And it's funny because they'll come in and they'll have a question about this or that. And I'll say, well, we covered that in a particular course, blah, 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 blah. Oh, remember that, man? Well, that's true. And I don't blame them. So we're shifting away from the classroom instruction model and just getting them out there and getting hands-on.
Yeah, and that's true, too. You learn by doing. I know a lot of people, when they're just getting into the business, they get stuck in their head. I got to do this. I got to do this. Go find the property. If you get the property right, everything else will fall into place. You'll figure it out.
Right. So I actually created another course called the Real Estate Investing Quick Start. It's 15 lessons, and it's designed to have you making offers in 2 weeks.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah. And I say, you won't feel ready, and you won't be ready, but I'll show you enough about making the offer so that you can get out if you need to. You can jump on a coaching call with me, and we'll run the numbers. If you manage to get one under contract, we'll run the numbers, and we'll try to keep you from making a colossal mistake.
Right. And that's huge, too. And yet, just anyone listening that's thinking about getting into this and stuck in, what do they call it? Paralysis, analysis by paralysis, right?
Yeah.
Just jump in the pool. The water's fine. You'll swim. You just got to go out and do it, because you can look at comps and analyze numbers all day long. If you don't talk to sellers, you're not getting anywhere.
Right. And and that's a big first hurdle too. I think you've probably seen this too, Brian. The biggest hurdle is getting your first deal, right?
Yeah.
So I actually wrote a book on finding deals, but just a little ebook. But what I tell people to do now is, in addition to talking to everybody that you meet, talk to your family members extended. Maybe someone in your family has a house that they want to sell, and this might give you your first opportunity with a little bit more of a flexible seller, so you could, and family members and friends are a good place to go get the money too.
Right. That is, very true. Yeah. And it's all even with your group and everything too, surround yourself with good people, and successful people too. In the real estate space, you can find people that are seasoned, just like you, they can hang out with you, Roger. People want to help. People that have succeeded, I've found, want to help people get into the business if you're motivated and have the drive.